in the final round of the girls' 200-yard freestyle. Audrey Crowell, a junior from Homestead. Barrett Berglund, the outstanding Carmel freshman in lane 2. Mary Catherine Pruitt, South Bend St. Joe's. She's a junior in lane 3. Gretchen Luking from Carmel, a sophomore in lane 4. Elise Heiser, Zionsville junior in lane 5. Kristina Paegle, the sophomore from Bloomington South in lane 6. Junior Molly Peterson from Hamilton Southeastern in lane 7. And at the bottom of your screen, the freshman for Northridge in lane number 8, Sydney Nethercutt. Meet record set by the legendary Claire Adams from Carmel back in 2015 with a time of 1:45.09.
Well, Gretchen Luking, the sophomore from Carmel, the only athlete under 148. Now, tenths of seconds means turns. Tenths of seconds means great race strategy. You look at Mary-Kate Pruitt. She's your state champion in the 500 last year. Will she have the endurance to bring the race home? Barrett Berglund jumps right out of the medley relay into the 200, a pretty tough double. Elise Heiser had one. You could tell she was rested for this meet. Had a breakthrough swim in the 200 freestyle and prelims. And then Kristina Paegle, the sophomore from Bloomington South, does she have that potential to make that breakthrough swim?
For those that may not know, how are the lane assignments themselves determined?
Now, the middle of the lane is top seeds, and it basically goes from lanes 4 and 5. 4 is your top seed.
Okay.
Coaches teach patience in this race. It is one of those races that it is about understanding the race itself, not understanding the competition. Athletes that swim with a lot of emotion in this race sometimes find it hard to finish this swim or to their potential.
Is it typical in this 200-yard freestyle to see that many swimmers do underwater work halfway through the pool on the start?
No, I think what you're seeing is that's how the sport has evolved, and even more so how it's transitioned even into the long course meters for the Olympics itself. Lane 3 is Mary-Kate Pruitt, right on the heels of Gretchen Luking. Now, what makes Gretchen so strong is her efficiency. Just how smooth she looks out there. Very high elbow catch underwater, relaxed breathing. Keeps the kick just steady, and she is out 51.94. The only athlete under 27 seconds on that split. Luking splits at 26.85. Now let's see if Mary-Kate Pruitt's got the overdrive in the back half of this race. She finished off her 500 yesterday afternoon strong, but Luking is beating her off the walls right now.
Yep, and it tightens up a little bit at the midway point of the pool.
Elise Heiser in 5 started to make a move. Fastest swimmer in the pool right now is Luking at 27.47. Still right on her right hip is Mary-Kate Pruitt, and it's going to come down to turns.
Pruitt's got some concerns of her own, though, Tony. There's some swimmers starting to draw a beat on her as well.
Well, keep an eye over here in lane number 6. Swimming a great race is Kristina Paegle.
.147.50 for Gretchen Luking. In lane number 6, we called it Kristina Paegle with a strong finish. She grabs the second spot, and Mary Catherine Pruitt from South Bend St. Joe's will settle for third. And again, the winning time, 147.50. The record, 145.09.
We were talking about watching the start. You were talking about the underwater racing itself. You're looking at 5-6 kicks, but it's the body line while they're doing the kicks causes that momentum to continue down the pool. Luking strokes as she comes off the walls. Fluid off her breakout, and even still fluid into her finish. Distance per stroke is what you're watching on your screen right now.
You're good at being you. You've been you for years. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance is good at your insurance. Find an agent to help you think about it at infb.com. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood. We'll be back with more from the natatorium. It's the 46th annual Girls Swimming and Diving State Championships on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
Picking a college is an exciting time for every student and their family. Unfortunately, too many make the college mistake. That mistake results in 59% of all college students needing more than 4 years to get a degree. It has led to $1.7 trillion in American student and parent loan debt, more than credit cards and auto loans combined. Learn how to avoid the college mistake in our free webinar. Register at collegedecoder.com. Don't become a statistic. collegedecoder.com.
Mark James, Tony Young, John Herrick taking you through the 46th annual Girls Swimming and Diving State Championships here on the IHSAA Champions Network. And we are certainly at an exciting time of the year. The girls postseason tournament for high school basketball well underway. High school wrestling competing this weekend in semi-states all across the state of Indiana. And, of course, they'll all looking to compete today for a right to go to Bankers Life Fieldhouse next Friday and Saturday. And girls basketball state finals will be the weekend following that. Then, lo and behold, before you know it, the boys high school basketball tournament will get up and running. And always an exciting time when we get to the championship, the tournament rounds of this high school sports winter season, Tony.
March Madness is in multiple sports.
For sure.
So when you watch the end of that race, Gretchen Luking set herself up to finish strong through yesterday's efficiency. So she's had great momentum carrying over from one day to the next. But Kristina Paegle probably had the most gas in her tank at the end after a really strong sense of race strategies. Finished with a 27:39, the fastest swimmer in the pool on that last 50. But you run out of pool sometimes, and then that state champion is about putting a hand on the wall first. And being a state champion, you were talking about the awards and that recognition. Well, being a state champion sometimes is, over the years, I've watched some of the athletes almost with a sense of relief, because representing your school is something very special to these young people when they win a state championship.
So what connection does this meet have for some of the participants to Olympic trials and qualifying standards there?
We actually have many athletes in the pool right now who have Olympic trial time qualifying standards to participate in June. And that's in long course meters, but Madeline Chrisman, Elsa Fredson, JoJo Ramey already have Olympic trial cuts. Now, some of them aren't in high school events, longer events in particular, but they transition well into the short course yard events. Some of the Barrett Berglunds that you see, the young freshman, already has tools to be a great collegiate swimmer at Division I level, just because of what she's learned in her age group development.
It's just about time to meet the top 8 from the 200 freestyle. Let's join the public address.
In 8th place from Northridge, Sydney Nethercutt, a time of 1:52.75. In 7th place from Homestead, Audrey Crow on a 1:51.39. In 6th place from Hamilton Southeastern, Molly Peterson, time of 1:50.88. In 5th place from Zionsville, Elise Heiser, the time of 1:48.93. 4th place from Carmel, Brett Berglund, and a 1:48.72. 3rd place from South Bend St. Joseph, Mary Catherine Pruitt, with a 1:48.28 this afternoon. Placing 2nd from Bloomington South, Kristina Paegle, and a 1:48.23. And your 2020 champion in the 200 freestyle from Carmel, Gretchen Luking, in a 1:47.50.
As we mentioned earlier, Carmel going for its 34th consecutive state championship. The streak started in 1986. Stop and think about all of the things we did not have in 1986.
Well, I guarantee you Carmel did not have a 50-meter pool back in 1986. So state champions aren't about the pool. State championships are about programs and character. And, when you walk into facilities like Carmel's new pool when we were there a month or so ago, it sets a standard of character more than it sets a standard of state championships.
Well, and as we mentioned, the accolades that you see on the walls, I don't think they have anything to do with, thumping their own chest. I think it's a reminder to the athletes of what the expectation level is.
Well, you know, the athletes in practice actually face away from the trophies. They face onto the words that the coaches want them to see every day.
Right. That's right.
So I think that's by design.
Moving on, the girls' 200-yard IM.